So this is your jam, right?
That's one of them.
So this is Tim's jam. This is Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio. Episode, I think 17 or 18. And it's Memorial Day, and I'm busting fucking Tim's chops. Yeah, because he's wanted dead or alive. Tim is like this huge ass Bon Jovi fan, like ridiculous Bon Jovi fan.
Okay.
You don't, hey, I tell you right now, you guys have no idea how hard it was for Tim not to break into song right there. All right, that's enough.
That's a hell of an introduction. That was put on the spot a little bit. I'm hurting already. I'm grinning so hard.
So it's fucking hot as balls right now
man.
in Ohio. It's super hot, muggy, and I love it.
But I'm not gonna complain.
I'm not complaining. I like it. I love it. It's hot. It's sticky.
Yeah.
Well, that was almost a Def Leppard song. You probably would have burst into flames if that happened.
They are coming into town. I just can't afford the tickets, man. I don't think anybody should be able to afford that ticket, what they're trying to charge for tickets.
For what?
Def Leppard Journey.
Dude.
Just crazy.
I'm on the I would love to see Journey in concert. I mean...
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the new guy, though. You know,
I'm not a big fan, but he sounds close to it though.
He does, but it's still not
Steve
the. You know, it's
sound,
not.
He doesn't sound like him though. Steve don't sound like Steve no more. So.
No, he can't, man. He's out of practice too.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't sing.
But me and my wife are huge Journey fans, like huge Journey fans. You know,
that was the '80s, and that was they are '80s. You know?
I got that from my mom. You know what I mean? My mom, Journey, Loverboy.
Yeah.
Cheap Trick.
38 Special.
Yeah.
Yeah, REO Speedwagon.
REO Speedwagon.
Yeah.
All of it. Chicago.
Boston.
All of it. Foreigner.
Yeah, man. Keep going with that shit.
All of it. Dire Straits. Dire Straits.
No, people don't, down here, like, the top 40 radio stations didn't play, like, the hip-hop they do. They played some hip-hop, but most of it was, like, hard rock ballads and stuff like that.
We see where I live, I'm in between Cleveland and Toledo, and we're about an hour from Detroit. So you're getting Detroit radio station, Toledo radio stations, and Cleveland. You got them all.
So you got a lot of,
You got a lot of variety.
Right.
Like Detroit in the 90s, late 90s, that was alternative rock. 89X, that was fucking the alternative rock station. It was just...
It was a big city back then too.
Yeah. That was before Bill Clinton and the Democrats fucking sold them down the river. Woo!
Yeah.
People gonna get mad about that, but whatever. It's the truth. You don't like the truth, don't listen. We already know. We already know you're a right-wing nut, Tim. We already know.
You know me.
Yeah. I notice on Facebook you don't get into that shit anymore. You've kind of distanced yourself from the whole thing because you there for a minute. You was just like shitting on everybody you could. And everybody that you were talking about deserved it.
Well, it's just because it's just been a pity party since the presidency, and it's just fun to poke at people.
Argue, yeah.
We spent I spent 8 years thinking the world was going to end under Obama.
I wasn't that.
I mean but that's how it was, that everybody was freaking out like, oh, it's going to be the end of all the, but then some of the things that were put in place, the insurance thing, I wouldn't mind. I don't think any of us people that are self-employed
if it made a little more financial sense, it would.
Right.
I'm at the point where I think is being one of the richest countries, if not the richest country in the world. And we're supposed to be so far advanced. We shouldn't be having to pay for medical care. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. There's got to be a solution to that. And I know a lot of people are like, if you privatize it and do all this and all that, you make it so everybody can have it, universal health care, then nobody's going to get the treatment that they need. That's why, this is so much better. I kind of see what you're saying there, but it shouldn't be that way.
Right. It shouldn't, but it is. I mean, it's because it's all about money and lining pockets.
I'm more of a libertarian than a Republican. There's some things I'm more about states' rights.
I like states' rights.
I'm not real big on big government. I'm not cool with that. It's just not my thing. I'm more of a I'm cool with your right to bear arms.
Right.
Anyone that knows me personally knows don't come to my house because
Right. Well, I mean, yeah,
I want to let everybody know, just so everybody knows, we're ready over here.
dude,
Everyone in this house can shoot an AR-15. They all got one.
I just don't understand the kids nowadays, man. I don't understand.
I don't either. See, and that's the thing that bothers me the most is the kids nowadays. Not even just kids, but
fame. That's what they're out for. Everybody's out for fame because it's graspable under social media and stuff.
I think there should be stricter gun laws. And I know people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm Captain Second Amendment, but something's got to be done about these kids getting a hold of these fucking guns. There's got to be something done about that.
It's not our generation anymore. It's not our
because I went to school. I had a fucking pickup truck. I had a fucking gun rack in the back, and I had my 12-gauge shotgun in my window in high school.
Right.
I drove to school with my shotgun, and there was plenty of times in the front of that pickup truck I got my ass whooped or whooped somebody's ass and never thought once to go grab my fucking gun.
Right.
It's called a fair one. It's called a fair one. That's what we called it back in the day, is a fair one.
I remember being in middle school, my first year in middle school, looking over to high school. Dude. And the students were out on the smoking patio at the high school. Mm-hmm. That was like the last year you were allowed to smoke in high school.
Really?
Yeah, you're allowed to take a cigarette break in high school.
We had cigarette breaks at the vocational school. We didn't have cigarette breaks in high school.
Yeah.
I went to a vocational school my last 2 years of high school to be. I took 2 years of carpentry before I made my jump into the construction trade. I was a framing carpenter.
Right. Boy, there's money in that right
super
now.
Cool is getting ready to happen. So if we can work this out, we're gonna keep talking. But something super dope's about to happen. So, yeah. Dude, and with that kind of stuff said, like even with things that, like right now in my town.
They can't build houses quick enough here.
Right. Well, no, I'm kind of getting away from that.
Right.
Like right now here in my town, not my town, but the next township over, there's a medical marijuana facility being built up, and what they're doing is they're not selling it there, they're growing it there. So it's just kind of creating jobs. Now there's an abandoned Burger King. A Burger King was in this town, and then it just like they overnight closed it down and fucking. Within a day and a half, everything was stripped out of it and it was gone. Just this abandoned building sitting there. Well, some people are proposing that they make a dispensary there, and people are freaking the fuck out. They're like, our kids are our K through third graders are going to be buying weed at the fucking weed store, which is, and they're like, well, there's going to be junkies and drug addicts all over. What are you fucking talking about, folks?
It's crazy.
Listen, I'm cool in the gang with the shit. I used to partake in marijuanas when I was in high school. You know what I mean? And into my 20s. And, I see the medical benefits for cancer patients and people on chemotherapy and shit like that. Contrary to popular belief, man, you can cure fucking cancer with that shit. You can. I don't care. Cheech and Chong fucking fixed his butthole with that shit. He was squirting CBD oil in his butt. You know what I mean? And it worked.
There's a reason that they're so hardcore on it. I mean, here you don't even get arrested for overdosing. They will not arrest you for overdosing, but if you get arrested for marijuana, you lose your license for a year. It's hardcore. You can't ever own a gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they don't even arrest you if you OD and they come and put Narcan in you and bring you back.
They won't even listen, dude. They don't go search your fucking house. They don't throw you in fucking jail.
Right.
You don't get charged. You don't get charged for being brought back to fucking life. None of that.
They got paraphernalia right there sticking in there.
And they don't do nothing about it. Yeah. Oh well, he almost died. That's punishment enough, I guess. You know what I mean? That's so fucking stupid, man.
You got to lose your license for a year if you got you're out you smoke a joint or partake in a gummy or something like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Well, see,
It's
this is the thing,
crazy.
man. Not only will it cut down on opioid abuse if you can go to a
Oh, they
fucking
want to say it's a gateway. Fuck.
no,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not. It's
No,
a
it's not.
it's
Look
some,
at the actual facts of like California and fucking Colorado and shit like that. There's the crime rate's lessened, the drinking and driving's gone down.
right,
Fucking, they're just smoking weed.
yeah,
They're smoking pot and eating fucking chips, man.
right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
not only that,
It's
they got so much fucking money. They're giving people checks. They're giving the
yeah.
money back. They don't know what the fuck to do with it. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, there's a
It's
reason we're still in Afghanistan, bro.
yeah, dude.
Gotta
Yeah.
protect
Oh
them
yeah.
profits,
The poppy
Yeah.
fields. I got a cousin. I got a cousin that was in the military over there. You know, I'm not gonna get into that, but trust
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
that shit's sketchy over there. So
Ah, it's
if
crazy.
they got our troops in poppy fields, you gotta start asking yourselves something. What the fuck is going on?
And it's
I mean,
not. I mean,
they've effectively, whomever's allowing this amount of fucking drugs into our country has effectively wiped out a generation. My brother's generation, my younger brother, my little brother Steven,
yeah,
he's been on a couple of my YouTube videos. My brother Steven, he's in his mid-20s.
yeah.
I think out of the 10 or 12 kids he grew up in the neighborhood with, I think there's only like 4 of them that are still alive.
It's great. Yeah.
And I
What
live
do
in
we
a
have in
small
Ohio?
fucking town.
55,000 last year. Die of
Yeah,
OD.
dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
In a state with 12 million people.
Yeah, that is
That's crazy.
fucking nuts, man.
That's crazy.
And just
Great.
imagine in areas more densely populated than ours. I mean, it's fucking
Yeah.
insane, man.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy here, dude.
Yeah.
It's zombie apocalypse out on the
yeah,
road
bro.
at,
Yeah,
at
bro.
dusk, man.
Yeah, oh, I feel you on that, man.
Yeah. I mean, and there's not, and most of the activities like within a mile of the police station is the crazy thing. You know, everybody in town knows where this shit is, but nobody wants to do anything because, man, our jails are always overpacked and everything already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've had a couple murders. We haven't had murders in a while, and we've had a couple of them. We got like a gang over here now coming in from Columbus.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's kind of made residents here
Man,
each other
you'll
off.
have that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's
The
getting
state
crazy
of the
though.
country, it's just shit needs to change. I know, I kind of think Trump's a fucking retard, but he like
Yeah,
he
I-
does
yeah.
he
it's
does some cool ass shit though. You know what I mean?
I'm-
He has kind of put a stomper on a lot of this shit that's been going on. You know what I mean?
well,
I just
he's
think we're
showing
too
us the
politically
side of
correct
his-
as a fucking society. Like nobody has a fucking spine anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just that generation behind us, man. It's our kids' generations,
Yeah.
not ours. You know,
No,
or
no.
one behind us. I mean, it's that whole social media generation.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad. I mean, maybe I'm lucky, but my daughters are not that way. Maybe it's because of me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Maybe because I'm such a strong personality. That shit
Right.
don't fly at my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
My kids
Right.
don't do that bullshit on the internet, messing with people and bullying and all. They don't do that shit.
Right.
You on there to socialize. It's called social media. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
I don't know. Just all these kids shooting each other. What in the hell is happening, man?
Crazy.
It's
man.
like almost like we live in the Matrix, dude. Listen, I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
trying to be.
nuts.
I'm not trying to slight anything that's going on or try to make light of it in any kind of way. But I mean, you gotta. I mean, honestly, folks, what in the fuck is going on?
Now, if we need to quit, I mean, in order they
Dude,
gotta quit.
what-
They gotta quit pussyfooting around. This last guy, these kids aren't getting.
Why is it
they're not
still
getting put to death,
happening? You know what I'm
They get
saying?
they get to continue to live because they're under the age of 18 now because they're a kid. Well, I mean, last kid just killed 10 people and he's not getting charged or getting the death penalty. You take one of these school shooters, the next one that happens, or because it's obviously going to keep happening.
Lethal inject his little ass, and
No.
then
You take his ass straight as soon as you grab him and you know it was him. You take him straight to the center of town, and just hang his ass. Go old school. Never happen
I
again.
kind of agree with that.
Never
the
happened.
same thing with child molesters and fucking kitty touchers and
Yeah.
shit like that. Rapists,
Unbelievable.
just instantly. You know what I'm
Unbelievable.
saying? You know, back in the old West days when there
Yeah.
was gunslingers. Ooh,
Right.
see how I did that right there?
Yeah.
If you cheated on your wife or abandoned your family, they'd fucking kill your ass for that shit.
Right.
You know, you know what I mean? People are a lot better. Like even like you were saying earlier, when we were younger, man, there was consequences to running your mouth.
Right. Right.
There were cons. I mean,
There was some shady shit going on back in the day, and a lot of people that probably didn't do the crime. Thank God we have DNA today.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
And they got put
dude,
on that
yeah.
death row and
Oh,
shit. Like, it was sketchy shit going on back in the day. But now, thank God, there's a lot more. I mean, it's quicker. You know, somebody's guilty almost instantly.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It,
Hey,
but we
man, have
still
you
go through all the
seen?
cold shit
You're not.
trials.
Do you watch much TV?
Not a lot, but I get into it.
There's
Like
a
I,
show on the Paramount Network
yeah,
called It Was Him or He Done It or some shit like that. It's about this old dude that went around killing a whole bunch of people, and they're kind of like tying him to some other famous murders, like the
yeah,
Zodiac killer and shit like that.
no kidding.
It's a pretty cool show, man. I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
neat. I mean, I get into shows like that, like
I'm
the
getting into YouTube a lot, man.
dude, I
Like I,
can't do YouTube. I want to tell you why I can't. Because if I turn on YouTube, dude, I go down the rabbit hole. You know,
yeah. Oh,
you
no,
know
no,
what I
I
mean?
get it.
I
I get
come
it. I
out.
love.
Jennifer come out in the living room. She'll come out of the bedroom, and she'll come out of the living room. I got a foil hat on.
Right, right.
I'm
Conspiracy
out. I'm out. Yeah, I'm out there like fucking
theory.
canning food and shit.
Right, right.
They're
Every
coming,
drop
man. The
of
aliens,
dead
man. They're on
perfect,
their
man.
way, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're getting ready to get to where Ohio's going to have to start growing plants, or they're voting on that, or something like
What's
that.
that?
That Ohio's going to allow.
Oh yeah. So you seen
What
that
did
on
it? Was it
YouTube? Right?
a red? That you're going to be allowed to grow like 2 plants or something like that in your house for
Yeah.
personal?
That's
And you're
what
allowed
they're
to
saying.
trade back and forth.
I
is
seen
what
that
they're
on there.
saying.
Yeah, I seen something about
Yeah.
that on YouTube. It was a suggested
You went from
video.
that to from voting recreational down or something like that. Did they vote recreational
Yeah, they
down?
voted that down. That's going to be a tough sell for people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of old heads out there. You know what I mean? That think
Yeah.
marijuana makes you crazy and have sex with their daughters and stuff.
Well, I mean, no, it's still a pharmaceutical thing, and I believe because
Yeah.
I mean, the most deadly drug out there, and people don't know, is Xanax, man.
Oh yeah.
And weed
Xanny
fixes
bars.
Xanax. You don't need
Nope.
Xanax. You know,
I tell
that
you
shit's
what, man.
scary, dude.
I'm gonna be honest. I got a buddy that's got a medical license in Michigan, and my family lives up there. I went up there for the 4th of July last year, and I had severe tendonitis in my squeegee arm, like severe, so
Right.
bad that there was a hump on my arm constantly, like my
Dude,
muscle
yeah,
was tensed.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like,
Yeah.
oh, it was destroyed. He's like, dude, I got this shit. He's like, and he's like, I was like, dude, I can't. I can't. I gotta drive home. I don't, you know.
Right.
He's like, no. He goes, this ain't got none of that shit in it. It's a roll-on. Look like an old roll-on deodorant. He rolled that shit on my arm, and I shit you not, within a fucking hour, all the inflammation had gone almost completely
Oh, that's
away.
nice.
It was
Yeah.
like 75% within an hour.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Right.
I was like, you got to get me like a case of these fucking things. You know what I mean? I'm all sucking on it, trying to get high. No, I'm just kidding.
I grew up anti marijuana really bad. I mean, I was preaching. I grew up in a Christian home, was a church kid, all that shit.
Listen, dude.
And it just, well, I mean, to the point that like it was until I had to have a surgery or something like that. And I'm an addictive personality kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
They kept handing me scripts, Vicodins and perks,
Yeah.
and and I'm
Dude.
like, I just can't do all this.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's when I
did
first tried it.
I
So
did the. I tried I had an injury myself and got prescribed Vicodin, and I took them, and I could see how you could easily fuck up on that shit,
Oh, yeah.
and go down a rabbit hole real easy.
right.
Because you don't really
Yeah.
feel a whole lot. I mean, it takes like a couple, because I'm a bigger guy, but I could see how that could turn into a serious issue,
Well, I
especially
like them
dealing
too
with my
much.
shoulder.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it would be cool if I could legally do that. You know what I mean? I think if they made it legal to where I could go and get a doctor's prescription for it, I'd probably start doing it again.
Right.
All right. So something super dope's about to happen. And he's good to go. So let's see what happens here. Yeah! What's up, Jason Snyder? Yeah, what's up, brother? This is my longtime childhood friend that he lived next door to him and his mom live next door to me and my mom. So we kind of grew up and threw up. We've been together for a long time. We've been pals forever. And Tim, you don't know Jason formally.
No, I don't. How's it going, man?
This is Tim. This is Tim, a.k.a. Bob Bouquet, a.k.a. Kevlon the window cleaner. And all other kinds of shit. Yeah, we're just... is it hot where you're at right now, dude?
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm out in my garage right now. I'm sweating my ass off.
I was going to say, it looks like the garage.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. Like when I got your comment on Facebook, man, I was actually sitting in bed in the air conditioning playing Golf Clash.
Oh.
And he chose us.
I can't put him off again, man. He's talking about bouncing and shit. I got to get it on.
Yeah, dude. So, the shit is just unreal for a player right now. So you know what I mean. I'm trying to maintain. Tim, I don't know how Tim did it, but you know. It is what it is. Tim got through it, but it would have been a lot cooler without all the extra shit. But you know, I've went the proper route, and I think that most likely all this shit is gonna die down because now I've got feelers out. You know what I mean? I'm about to reach out and touch these fools. You know? So you know, it is what it is. So
hey,
Jason, Jason,
go ahead. Man.
No, you go ahead. Next time you get on here, you better have some fucking some headphones or something. You ain't got this motherfucker you ain't got no earbuds, dog. He's like, no.
Do you want to see what my office looks like right now? Yeah. Look at it. You see it?
Oh Jesus!
You having a garage sale?
Yeah, you having a garage sale?
It's family stuff, man, and I don't have none of my shit set up right now. I mean, I'm a complete disaster at the moment, dude.
Well, I seen your mom yesterday. I said hello. She tried to give me a beer. She's like, "You want a beer?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good."
Mom's become quite the lush in her old age, man.
Yeah, yeah, dude. She's traveling the world in her fucking RV, brother. You know what I mean? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, she's doing all right. I ain't gonna lie, she's doing all right.
So are you ready to talk about window cleaning and stuff like that?
Hell yeah, I can do that, man. I can do that. I can talk about just about anything, though, to be honest with you. You know how I am.
Yeah, I know how you are. Well, what's that?
So once you get me going, you can't shut me up, usually. Hey, what I really wanted to do, man, since I haven't really, I mean, other than just kind of being a back player in the whole thing, man, I've been following the Outlaw window cleaning page, and I think what you guys got going on, man, is pretty fucking awesome, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really like it. But you know, when it comes down to all the drama and all the BS and all the crap that's layered on top of everything that you guys have been dealing with, you know, the hostage situation with the YouTube channel and all that BS, and I don't want to go too far into that, man, but above all, man, the one thing at the end of the day that you guys got to say that you have is integrity. You know what I'm saying? Above all, integrity is what carries you on. That's what really holds you up as a human being, as an upright individual. You know what I mean?
Right.
You guys struggling to do that, man, so kudos to you guys, do, because you guys are trying to maintain that integrity in there. You know, sometimes you get some assholes that come through.
This is rough. It has been rough, man. They don't play nice, and then they just keep the drama going and act like the victim in the end. So it's just things we have to deal with. But
right. Here's the thing like that. We don't even have anything like that in Fort Wayne whatsoever. We don't do it. Yeah, we don't. It's a big enough city, man. Nobody really gives a damn about the other guy's hustle. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got 260,000 people here, and we're working in an area of about 1.5 million. So there's not enough window cleaners to go around.
Right. So you're not too far away.
No. As a matter of fact, I come back to Sandusky in Ohio probably 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah.
He never comes and sees me though.
I wouldn't look.
He's usually in and out. He's usually in and out like a thief in the night, like a fucking like a doctor.
Indianapolis is a lot like Columbus. I mean, it doesn't look like a bad area either. The houses don't look too horrible. I wouldn't mind Indianapolis maybe.
Oh yeah, Indianapolis is bomb money, big money in Indy.
Yeah.
Big Indy, man. And here's the thing here. It's not even really all that competitive here, to be honest with you. I mean, I think we got three major companies. One of them I started window washing on my own back in 2009 because Terry,
yeah.
And, him and I did a project, and I know that every day that he was coming out to help me with the project, he was also washing windows to the day, and he would say things like, "Hey, man, don't knock it. There's money to be made in it." And when we went through a really bad recession and things were just bouncing out of madness in 2009, I just decided to start watching windows. And I didn't know anything about the industry. I didn't know anything about the business. I didn't know any of that. So I went on YouTube and thought I was some kind of window ninja, and really realized that I was doing just about everything fucking wrong, man. And in the process, I got a better job offer, so I got away from it for a little bit. But then I started working for a professional window cleaning company here in town, and they've been in business for 40 years. And they don't fuck around with water-fed poles. They do all the old school window cleaning. So everything's ladder, 10 trucks, 7,000 customers a year. Lots of storefronts, lots of residential, lots of big lake houses and things like that, factories and stuff. I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, and throughout all them years of busting my ass, I kept thinking, man, this money I should be bringing home and should be putting in my bank account, not in somebody else's.
Yeah.
Right. That's the problem with window cleaning, though. Everybody always grows a brain. Everybody grows a brain.
Yeah, eventually you get fucking wise to that shit. Eventually you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Everybody can grow a brand, let them. But really, what's the percentage of those people that actually survive into a decent brand that actually becomes your competition?
Not really.
I mean, you can create a brand, but the problem is that you could dick off and lose your business running to the ground if you don't even know how to get it off the ground.
Right.
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 You can't handle that, especially when you get pressured situations and things like that. A lot of people can't take it.
Right.
Sometimes you have to work all day and work all night. Sometimes that's just a thing. And sometimes that kind of pressure gets to people. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me because the only thing I'm thinking about is cashing them checks. You know what I mean? That's all I'm thinking about, boy.
Well, and I run a different company. I run a soft washing company, Jetstream Soft Wash. I started it from the ground up for my boss. And on top of that, I also own Summit City Exterior Cleaning, which is my business.
Okay.
So I find myself working 85, 90 hours a week. As a matter of fact, I just took the weekend off and the holiday just because I needed it. It was killing me.
I didn't do, I got up Saturday morning and did my Saturday morning at the amusement park deal that I do. I did my four little doodads I needed to do there because it was an off week, so I wasn't doing 7, I was doing 4. I spent 2.5 hours doing that, and then I haven't touched a piece of squeegee materials since. I haven't answered no phone calls, and I still am dreading getting up tomorrow morning, man. It's just like, fuck, I gotta do it again.
Soon.
God damn it.
Soon. Saturday, I worked all day Saturday, and then
I tried to, but you know what I try to do, man? I try to think about January and February.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to think about. We're getting blowback from his. We're getting blowback from his.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
It's all good though, man. But here's the thing, though, T. You're a beast, though, man. I never would have thought about all the people growing up. That me, you, and Huey all own our own business.
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, we got another buddy that we grew up with. He lives right down the street, and he owns a very successful construction company down in Arkansas? Yeah, Arkansas. I mean, he's framing. He took his because that's where me, Jason, and Aaron. That's where we all started. We all started in the carpentry trade. We all went to the same school for carpentry, the whole 9 yards. And now he's the only one of us that still does it. He kind of clowned on me a little bit. He's like, "You're fucking cleaning windows. What the fuck, dude?" You know what I mean? Kind of gave me a bunch of shit. And after about talking to him for about an hour, he's like, "Well, that's pretty good fucking money." You know what I mean? And I was like, well, Jason's doing fucking window cleaning now too, right? And he's like, "No shit." I'm like, "Yeah, man, there's money in it."
Right. I grew up. I watched my stepdad just break his back every day in construction. We're dawn to dusk. You know, we're always broke. And I mean, he's doing well now, but yeah, I just didn't want that life, man.
It takes
You know,
a lot of patience,
right.
and luck to make it in the construction trades, because there are a lot of fucking hacks out there. Just like there is in the cleaning community, there's a lot of hacks out there, and there's a lot of shady bastards out there, which, I mean, that's universal. I think that's just life, you know?
Yeah. Ain't no doubt about that, man. I mean, hell, you and I got duped together by a dude way back in the day.
Yeah, that's right.
You know?
That's right. Yeah, we got fucking totally shafted by this dude. Me and Jason totally shafted by a guy on some work.
2 years after I moved to Indiana, they called me back to Sandusky to fucking finger him at Sandusky.
I remember that. Yep, I remember that. Bastard.
I didn't back, but they got him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's been a long ride, dude. But you're right, man. I mean, especially in the window cleaning business, man, there are a bunch of divas and shit, man. You know, a bunch of negative fucking bottom feeders, man, and they'll try to bring anybody down they can. They're just trolls.
Yeah.
Me and Tim have found that out firsthand. I mean, there's some dudes that are really successful and they have a pretty good following and on YouTube and shit like that. And I think they're not so much bottom feeders, but they're insecure. Like they want to be the king of the fucking hill. You know what I mean? And anyone that's in some kind of way making waves like we are, because we're clearly making waves. And people that pisses people off. As soon as we started doing this, and the three of us got together as a united front, and we started pushing what we're doing, they just came out the woodwork on us, man. You know, because we're kind of rocking the boat. Everybody's like, I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the products you like. I don't like this. I don't like that. And that's my whole, that's my whole attitude on it. And I guess that attitude is really, really abrasive to some people. They're like, like, I don't like this. And they expect you to be like, all right, cool, bro. And then, they come up with all these fucking reasons why what I like sucks. And you know what I mean? It's like, you're being paid to say that it does. No, I'm not.
And then you respond, and then they say you start drama.
Yeah. And then everybody's like, dude, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say this. I'm like, these fucking guys will not shut the fuck up.
Hey, they don't know
what do you want me to do?
What they're saying to the people that we're trying to support, what they're saying to, I mean, these guys are shady. It's all because we're experienced and we can call their bullshit.
Yeah.
Because we know,
I mean, and Jason knows I've been cleaning windows. That's not a fucking story. Jason started in 2009. I was doing it 3.5, 4 years before Jason, he even, I mean, everyone thought I was a dipshit for cleaning windows, but until they found out for themselves, like Jason, he's like, dude, you're cleaning windows? You know what I mean? And I was like, well, there's money in it. And he was like, really? And then the more we talked about it, he was like, you know what, dude, I was like, dude, just run an ad in the paper. You know what I mean? And then he ran an ad in the paper, and I kind of told him, this is what this is the thing. I'm kind of not a good friend, but Jason's a busy guy. Jason's not only, he was running he used to work in a bread factory. So he was the man at the bread factory. He was working 9 million hours a week there. And we might touch on this while we're going here, but Jason's also very active in the paranormal investigation community. And he was like burning a mile a minute doing seminars and writing a book and all kinds of crazy shit. So it was kind of hard. I was like, I planted a seed, but I didn't expect him to actually go out and buy the window cleaning tools. He's just like, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. But I should have known that, because that's Jason. That's the kind of drive he's got. That's that's how we came up. We grew up next to each other, but we had, we didn't have a whole lot when we were growing up. We were just, middle. Yeah. We weren't even middle class. We were like lower class. You know what I mean? Yeah, we were hillbillies a little bit. Yeah, and we fucking, everything we got, we fucking worked for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I should have known he was going to have that drive. I just didn't expect him to fucking be like, I'm going out cleaning windows tomorrow.
Right. And I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, the plan is to, here in the next 2.5 to 3.5 years, I'm supposed to buy a jet stream soft wash company. So if I buy it, then I merge the two. If not, that I'm making enough money on my own on the window side that I can just go ahead and be on my own with my standalone company and be it.
Hey, man,
You know, so,
that's fucking badass, man.
yeah, it's been going good, dude. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Word of mouth has done great. I've done almost no marketing at all, and I've got more work than I can handle right now.
That's
where
good.
we are.
Yeah, Tim's running a fucking mile a minute too, man. I mean, dude. Unfortunately, man, I cannot get myself away from these large commercial jobs. I'm just fucking, dude. I keep picking them up, dude. But hey, you keep saying that, man. But them fucking checks, man, good googly moogly. Them motherfuckers is nice.
That's what I'm thinking about that. That's what I'm thinking about that Richfield job I gotta go do that I talked to you about.
Yeah.
If I haven't come down there, I got the money. If I just keep it, I can probably almost take my family on vacation. You know?
Yeah, man.
You know? So it's like, I don't know what to do. It's just like a good little bonus.
I kind of like those big jobs because I don't spend that money. You know what I mean? I'm making that money in the fucking summer. I pay my fucking taxes on it. I put it in the bank and it's just there.
Right.
I'm doing houses and all that shit, and my normal fucking morning routine is more than enough to make operation costs. And you know what I mean, and take care of all the necessities like you normally do. So everything I do in the summer months is just icing on the cake. That's what keeps me living large in the fucking wintertime. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, welcome to the gun show. You know what I'm saying?
Is right now, to be honest with you, because I run Jetstream, so I can't dedicate myself to scheduled work throughout the winter right now. I just can't do it.
Right.
I just can't. I mean, I get paid year round for Jetstream, so I'm good there. But making that transition will be tough because, I mean, that's where your bread and butter carries you through the winter months is that, you know, or not annual, but your monthly cleaning, weekly cleanings, and bi-monthly and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what carries. I don't have any of that. I can't right now either.
Right. Well, not only that, you know, from what I understand, just talking to you and stuff, you have a pretty good relationship with the guy that you work with, anyways. You know what I mean, you guys are pretty good. You know, you guys get along pretty good, which is good. Jason's really the one that kind of got me kind of thinking about the soft wash and stuff. You know what I mean? I've dabbled in it here and there. I just like to know more about it. But the thing is this. I just don't have the fucking time to do that. You know, honestly, I don't.
I've tried to get rid of gutter cleaning at this point because I'm so with windows, you know.
Yes. I can tell you this, without hardly any, I'd say probably 1% of our soft wash jobs will have window cleaning tied in with them. If I can upsell that package, I will. We are booked all the way until the third week of July, and we are averaging $350 per hour. It is huge money.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a guy here in town that does soft washing strictly, and that dude is fucking slaying it. He sends me customers. He's like, dude, I ain't got time to clean the windows, so I just give him your number. I'm like, cool. We met in the street one day out next. He was washing a roof right across the street from my house. And I walked over there, and I was talking to him and shit. He's like, do you soft wash? And I'm like, no. I said, I pressure wash flat work. That's all I do. I was like, really? I said, I looked at soft wash, and it's just, I ain't got enough time to expand on it. And he's like, well, I tell you what. He goes, I tried to do this with another guy, and he fucked me. He goes, but you sell me, I'll sell you, and it's been working out good. He's a decent dude, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't really like fucking with windows. I was like, well, I really don't like squirting shit on a roof.
Right.
So
I don't.
you know, if you want to hand me shit, and I'll hand you shit, and it's been a pretty good working relationship. You know what I mean? I refer him. I get referrals from him all the time, so it works out pretty good, man.
I'm just really experienced at this. You know, I'm good at what I do, and I have the business, and I don't really have time to do anything else. And if I did go do something else, then I'm the rookie all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to go through more. I'm too old to go through learning curves.
Yeah, Tim's like 56, 57 years old. Don't worry, Jason's old too. Jason's old with you too, so don't worry. Yeah. Jason's an old fucker too. You guys are only a couple years older than me, so I don't know why I'm talking shit. Dude, you're
sucks.
breaking up so bad at times, Jason. It's absolutely ridiculous. You got worse internet than Tim does,
That's hard to do.
and that's hard to do.
That's hard to do.
I'm in my garage right now, man. I couldn't tell you, but inside pretty nice. Where the air conditioning is, it's pretty good in there.
So are you like you were saying that you like you're trying to transition now from one business to the other eventually, you know what I'm saying? Do you have a plan for that, or you just one day, do you think you're just going to be like, I'm going to take this over? Because you had mentioned you may be able to purchase that from the, you know what I mean, that the soft washing part of the deal. Are you just going to strictly do that, or do you see yourself focusing on one more than the other, or are you just going to try to do it all?
I'm going to try to do it all, because as of right now, I also do awning cleaning and monument restoration too. Okay. And I do a lot of flat work pressure washing for Summit City side of things.
Man, you just do not like this time, do you?
No, I don't. And here's the thing, I'm on a fucking mission, because in 10 years I don't want to be working for myself. I want to fucking have a company up and running where I can travel the globe and do it like I want.
Right, yeah, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. I'm in the same boat. I've got a plan because of Mark Tanner. Mark Tanner was like, dude, you need to have a 10-year plan. You know what I mean? He's like, you don't want to clean windows your whole fucking life. And I was like, yeah, and I'm trying to get myself and my company in a position to where it'll almost run itself. I just need to get that, just a couple of more steps into that direction, which that's my goal. You know what I mean? It's cool to have that kind of goal, like you're saying. You don't want to window clean the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah, the first thing you have to do is find an ace in a hole. You're gonna have to trust somebody to take over the reins out in the field. You know what I mean? That's probably the hardest thing about letting that part of that go, that transition, I would think. For me, though, to be honest with you, by the end of this year, but in the next year, I'm probably going to have to hire somebody part-time to do most of my work for me on the Summit City side, because I'm getting so busy now, I can't handle it on my own. I literally can't. I'm actually referring work to other people at this point.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Not a good thing to do in business.
No. And when you said that, to Tim about, when you said that about you're gonna have to find that ace in the hole, that look on his face and mine at the same time, dude, that is so fucking hard to do. You know that because you're the ace.
Yeah, I mean, Joey's my ace, and he's my son. So
right.
That's why he's my ace.
That's where I'm kind of leaning towards. My younger daughter's kind of on the fence about the window cleaning. I'm thinking about tapping Savannah on the shoulder and seeing if my older daughter, and probably trying to see what I can do with her, because I need to.
Well, you got to always give them the skill, so that way later in life, if they need to make some money, they know how. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And I don't know.
And here's the thing, constantly a lot of business meetings and seminars. And that's the first thing some of the most successful business owners will tell you is not to put your business in the hands of only one individual. And that's all he's done with me since day one. And that. And I tell him too, I'm like, it's a bad thing to do. So I actually hired somebody on to be the number 2 guy in Jetstream. So if I were to get so busy where I could just leave and go run my business, he could step up and run the business in my place, because I wouldn't want to burn.
Yeah, I mean, that's called integrity.
That's training your replacement and not being afraid to do that that's a skill in life,
Well, but here's the thing: I don't really have much to worry about. I'm set. I mean, I'm not lying. I mean, I'm not making a ton of money or anything like that right now. But with everything, everything, the direction everything's going in the future for me, I feel truly blessed. You know what I mean? I mean, I've worked hard for it. I'm not going to lie to you, but you know, how the day goes by, I'm not thankful for what I have or what I work for.
Right.
You know, so I always try to pay it forward. You know, so I found a young guy that was just married and just starting out a family, who had a good head on his shoulders, and I took him under my wing. And he's been with me for a year and a half now, and he's been doing really amazing. So, you know, the premise in Jetstream is not only to make the owner a lot of money, but to grow well personally within the people that work within the company too. You know, so that's a big premise of ours. So that kind of draws the attention of people that are coming in to work for us.
Right.
Yeah, that mentality. I tell my number 2 guy all the time, hey, look, in 5 years, I want you making 3 times your salary. You know, this isn't about owner. It's about us all growing as a company and getting wealthy, you know, individually as you know, together as a company. You know, and that works out great. It keeps everybody happy.
Right. Fuck yeah, it does, man. You know, because that was the main reason why I was like, you know, Tim was like, eventually you get smart. You know, you're not gonna stay dumb forever. And that was part of my whole deal with why I did what I did buying the company that I have now, is because I was like, man, I'm not getting fucking taken care of out here, cuz I fucking fell out twice with kidney stones. I'm doing all of this myself and getting like a third of the fucking money. This shit ain't working for me anymore. You know what I mean? And if you don't take care of your employees, they'll fucking take care of themselves. Believe that shit. You know?
Yeah, they'll steal from you and all kinds of shit, man. I've seen it happen. The bigger the company, I've seen it happen. I've seen a lot of people do some shady stuff right underneath the company nose, man.
So if you guys aren't watching this, I think you should watch it on YouTube later, because we're here with Max Headroom.
You talking about me?
Yes.
Talking about me?
Yeah, I'm busting your balls. Every once in a while, it'll fucking do some Max Headroom shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've known this fucking dude for shit, Jason, since we were 25 years. I've known Jason. I've known Jason as long as I've known my wife. Actually, if it wasn't for Jason, I wouldn't know my wife. That's how. Yes, that's how tight me and Jason are. That's how far back we go. When I say my homie, I'm talking like, you know, like my life in the present state that it's in right now would not be in the present state that it's in if it not for this relationship. I wouldn't know Jennifer if it wasn't for Jason.
Right.
I knew Jennifer before you did. A couple years before you did.
Yeah, Jason was like, you know, we should introduce TJ to Jennifer. I think they'd really like each other. And look, 25 years fucking later. Hey, you got that one right, Jay.
For anybody that's going to watch this podcast, TJ always been the dude that he is now. He hasn't changed a bit, okay? But Jen used to be this little mousy, little quiet, I mean, natural, shy little thing. They were like oil and water. And it was like, introduce them. And then when we saw them together, we thought, oh my God.
Right.
It was oil and water. I don't know how it's turned into what it has today.
Right, she's a trip. Yeah, she's a trip now. Yeah, she's I've effectively pried her out of her shell. You know what I mean? And now she's more me than she probably. You know what I mean? Not so much my personality; it's her personality. Just now, she's like, you know. She. I think maybe when we first started seeing each other, I was kind of like her enabler. You know what I mean? So much so as to say that if Jennifer felt something or wanted to do something, I made that shit happen. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that shit. You know, don't fuck with Jen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, man, it's a trip how that shit works out, man.
It is, man. Ain't no doubt about it, dude.
Jason's mom makes the best fucking spaghetti sauce, like the best gravy ever, bro. Hey, still to this day, I make Jason's mom give me spaghetti sauce. It's like a treat. She gives me this big ass jar and I put it in the freezer. You know what I'm saying? I split it all up into meals. Oh man, it's so good, bro. Authentic Italian food. You know what I'm saying?
My wife wouldn't cook with onions for the longest time. I'm just getting to her where she'll eat onion. Like, so my life sucked for food. It's been bland for a long time.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Dude, we fucking, you know, dude, it's crazy fucking, what's that?
So let me ask you a question, business question real quick, because I don't think I've ever nailed you down to actually talk to you about this. You've been in business for yourself for how long?
This will be my 5th year.
5 years.
Uh-huh.
And what percentage has your company grown in 5 years?
Whew. I'd say about, I don't know, maybe 45, 50% in 5 years. I've almost tripled, almost quadrupled revenue in that amount of time.
Right.
Okay. And that's pretty good. That's pretty decent growth.
I'd say between 8 to 10% in growth, sales wise, every year. You know what I mean? My 3rd year was kind of a shit show. You know what I mean? I lost a couple of things. I mismanaged my money. I didn't pay my taxes properly. I thought I had it figured out, but I was fucking grossly mistaken. That's an accident. That's a fuck up I just got done paying for. So it's kind of, you know, and as you know, I lost both my grandparents in that amount of time and ended up having to buy a house as well. You know what I mean? So I just started out on my own. And then I lost my grandmother. I had to move in and start taking care of my grandfather. That was my 1st year in business. You know what I mean? I had to abandon my apartment, our townhouse, move in with my grandfather, take care of him full time, and fucking maintain a business. So it kind of got all scatterfucked.
Yeah, right on.
But I figured it out. I figured out I can clean windows really good. I'm good at climbing ladders. I've got good customer service, but I am not an accountant. I figured all that shit out.
Hey, do you guys use any type of software for your routing or anything like that?
I use the customer. I use the customer factor.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually took the customer factor account over from the guy that I bought the company from. He gave me that too because we get it on a special rate. We've been using the customer factor since it was a beta before people, you know, we were like maybe one of the first 10 people or so using that program, you know, so yeah. I'm kind of grandfathered in on a price. I like it. It's badass. It can do a lot more shit than I thought it could do. I'm just now learning even that it does even more stuff for you. So, you know, it will fucking email every customer you got if there's an email address in there. You can set it all, do everything in there. Your marketing, everything in that fucking thing.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. That's what I'm looking to do right now. I'm looking for a really good software because I until now my company hasn't been big enough to do it. You know, now I need it.
It also has QuickBooks tangles right up with it. They mesh with each other too. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've used QuickBooks a few times. I'm not all that impressed with it, and that's why I'm looking also right now. To be honest,
I do all my
customer factors.
I do all of my invoicing, all my scheduling, everything through the customer factor. It just works really good.
It's fairly easy to use. Yep. It's not horrible. Yeah, and they do set their price.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate that, fellas, because I'm going to look into it because I need something. I need something bad. Right now, I've got an index card system.
So, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and it's not super expensive either, dude. You know what I mean? You ain't got to go out and spend. How much is QuickBooks?
Not $100, $200, something like that.
And then you got to do shit to it every once in a while. This, you just pay a little bit of every month, and they pull it out of your bank account, and it's a tax write-off, and it works.
I hired one of my wife's friends, and she's making a little Excel program to utilize. So I don't have a monthly payment that way. That's awesome.
I just farted. We're gonna take a pause for the cause right now. If you guys want to get up and grab something to drink real quick before we
sounds like you need it.
I need to go poop. No, I'm gonna go get a glass of water. Maybe
right.
Jason can move his Wi-Fi closer to his fucking phone.
All right, I'll be back.
And we're back. Jason,
Ta-da.
this is the next day. No, Jason is in the future. He's in heaven right now. No. Jason came into the air conditioning and changed his internet drastically. It improved by 99.9%. And Tim, he had to go and some dude named Kevlon called and wanted something. We don't know what the fuck it was. We still don't know what Kevlon's asking for. I don't know, dude. He's asking for a bottle of ketchup, some KY jelly, and a stick of dynamite. So we're not exactly sure what Kevlon's going to do with that. Maybe some kind of fucking experiment. You know what I mean? Is it going to be another? Do you think he's going to do another plastic bucket, like stress test? You know what I mean? I mean, we got to find out the limits here.
He's going to do that or not, man? I don't know what he's going to do.
I heard that his new bucket that he's coming out with is made out of Kevlar. Is that true? Or is it Kevlor? It was Kevlor, wasn't it? It wasn't Kevlar. It was Kevlor, wasn't it? Kevlor. That's what he said. Some kind of new Kevlar bucket. Some kind of Kevlon the window cleaner is. He's an experimenter. So, anyways,
yeah, it's been crazy.
Jason, we discussed the fact that you soft wash things and you power wash things and you clean windows. And we talked about your goal of maybe eventually doing this all on your own all the time, maybe venturing out on your own. You've got a plan for that. What else did we talk? We talked about you had shitty internet. Mm-hmm. And then you fixed it, and now you have better internet than Tim already.
No, you don't. My stuff's good now. I figured my stuff out, man. If I could show you the Bob who can't wait, I fix my internet, bro.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Trust the cable company, man.
Right? Hey, as long as it's fixed, man, that's all that matters.
It's definitely fixed, though.
Right.
Can't depend on them.
So, what did you guys do for the Memorial Day weekend? What'd you do, Tim?
I'm going to say it, and everybody thinks I'm an alcoholic. I drink 2 nights a week with my wife.
Well, this
it's
week
usually
it was
podcast
3 times.
night. Yeah.
You guys selected the
I had
days.
I had a really big get together with a lot of people that have, a lot of old friends that we hadn't connected with in a while.
Oh,
so
okay,
we got
that's cool, man.
Them, yeah. So we had a really good time, and then woke up hungover and with the ice cream festival today with the kids. 91 degrees. It's always positive.
I personally, I stayed in the house, man. I didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. I went to my mom's on Saturday afternoon, and actually ended up, I thought it was going to be a leisure activity, turned into cleaning off the, pressure washing paint off of a deck that she insisted on painting after I urged her not to paint the fucking deck. Ooh, I can't, guys, you're going to just get over my language. I'm going to tell you right now, man, if you're watching this with your kids, you got to reassess what you're doing, man. This is for your ears only, guys. This is not for young children. This isn't for this isn't for everyone.
Maybe just put an explicit warning at the beginning.
Dude, listen,
that way you've already say, hey, you know better.
How many fucking episodes do we have to do before you figured out that? Now, if there's a guest, if there's a guy that wants to get on and wants to be a guest on the show, and he's like, hey, man, can you not say the F word? I'd be like, and I'll come on, and I'm like, yeah, sure, bro. But
right.
Unless I'm explicitly asked by a guest, if you're a listener, we're doing ourselves here, fellas, unfortunately. But anyways, I had to go pressure wash the damn paint off the fucking deck on my day off. And then we ended up eating pizza. I got pizza on Memorial Day, you know what I'm saying? And then it's bike week here. It's bike week here. Okay, it's bike week here, it's Memorial Day, and the Thomas Alva Edison Bridge is one fucking lane going into Marblehead, okay? So over there is the walleye festival's going on right now. I can't see Tim. The walleye festival's going on right now, and there has been like 3 or 4 fiery car crashes on Route 2 this week. This weekend, I'm not kidding. Fiery car crashes. I mean, when I was coming out of Port Clinton, and this doesn't make shit all sense to anybody but me and Jason, but you guys are gonna have to deal with it because I'm talking to a local now. We're coming back across the bridge, dude, and it is bumper to bumper over the bridge all the way past Bayview, dude.
Oh man.
Yes, dude. Yes, it's like like 5 or 6 miles solid bumper to bumper, and people just rolling up, just growing and growing and growing. It's just what happened is there's a ramp and the exit, it collapsed. One whole lane of the highway just fell off into the lake, which is crazy. Luckily,
crazy.
Yeah, luckily nobody got hurt when that happened. It just kind of happened little by little. What?
2 words for you. Vernon Mitchell. Now, hold on a second, bro. Hold on a second. Vernon Mitchell, 23 years ago, told me that road was in grave danger and it was sinking, and the city knew about it. And it was eventually going to fall into Lake Erie.
Really?
No shit. I swear to God.
Wow. Deep cuts. But anyways, I'm like, man, I am not going anywhere out there. I'm not driving through that shit. Right. And on top of all of that, guys, Cedar Point, the America's fucking roller coaster, is also in this area. So it's Memorial Day weekend, it's Bike Week, it's the Walleye Festival, and it's Cedar Point. And this week here is some kind of Comic-Con, like all the kids dress up like fucking anime characters. They go out to Applebee's and like fucking play fight with swords and shit at Kalahari. So it's like another week of madness. But this is the weird thing. Jason can attest to this. Jason knows. After October, it is a ghost town. Ghost town. There is nothing. So it's kind of hard to survive.
Winter comes in, man.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's feast or famine. I think guys think I downplay that, but I mean, as Jason as another local, he can tell you it's. That's why Jason left. That's why Jason went to Indiana. He's like, it sucks here, bro. But I stuck around. I stuck around for my grandparents. So, which I'm glad I did, because I was able to be here and help them when they needed it. So that was cool.
Right.
So, man, Jason, I brought it up before. You're involved, and I used to be as well, myself. I used to do that. I've actually been out with Jason a couple of times, which is pretty awesome. You also do a little bit of, not so much anymore, I'm sure, because you're working so much. I know that much about you. You're also involved in the paranormal investigation sides of, what's the best way to address that? What should I call it? Paranormal investigation?
Paranormal investigator, event promoter.
Okay.
More than anything, event promoter. Okay. I mean, that's...
Because I know when you guys do field work, it's not like, are you there? Knock 3 times. It's more like scientifically, you guys measure shit and do all kinds of crazy shit. So, but you're really big into the promotion side. You guys do some events as well, don't you?
Yeah. Coming up on August 25th, we host the annual Hannah House Paranormal event, which happens down in Indianapolis at the historical Hannah House, and that sees about roughly 1,200 to 1,300 people in about a 7-hour period. It's a freaking huge festival, and it's completely free. And that's pretty huge, man. That's something I've been working on for several years now, just trying to build that up. And then, of course, I do co-hosting with Keith Age from the Sci-Fi Channel, and we do his big South convention every year. So that's like the largest paranormal convention in the world, basically. It sees ridiculous amounts of people. So it does really well. And then, I'm still doing a lot of projects, but the whole thing about it is that you're right, I don't have the time.
Right.
When we go out into the field, we do, we want to take the bells and whistles with us. I mean, we do everything from mapping out the environment, finding correlations and changes in the temperatures and the natural environmental readings in the fields and things of that nature.
Right.
And of course, there's always experimental stuff that we're always doing on the side, but Now it's pretty much turned into like basically not a whole lot of investigating on my end because that involves a lot of travel, a lot of planning, a lot of time. But I'm doing a lot of roundtable discussions behind the scenes with a lot of the more the engineer type, scientific type people in the field. And it's really cool because it's kind of opened up a lot of doors as far as like UFO research and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's pretty wild.
So what have you ever seen a ghost then?
Who, have I ever seen a ghost?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I could tell you right now, his mom, his dad, Jason, he lived. It wasn't him and his folks seen some really wild stuff in his house. The one that lives next door to me.
Yeah.
Some really and when his dad used to talk about this story, and I think this is probably where Jason this all like started with Jason because we were kids. I wasn't even living there at the time, but anytime his dad or his mom would talk about this, they were physically and visibly shooken. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like convinced. It would be cool if I could see Tim when I'm talking to him. I hate the way he leans. I gotta move you. I wish I could. No. Let me move you. Let me move you. Why you gotta be like that? Let me just move you. I don't understand. It won't let me move you. All right, well, whatever.
There's a ghost right now. See?
Those are ghosts right now. His wife's probably using the sink.
If you've seen ghosts, that means there's an afterlife, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe there is.
If there's an afterlife, why would there be UFOs?
What do you mean?
Well, it depends on how you want to play that.
Yeah. I'm just curious,
I think you want my personal opinion on it. I don't think they're space travelers, anyways. I think if there's anything, it's like interdimensional travel, because just the physics behind like riding a spaceship through the universe is kind of, in any kind of like speedy fashion, is kind of doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So it would have to be some like kind of interdimensional shit. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be pretty cool.
Bro.
I think, to be honest with you, I mean, being more the agnostic type of individual that I am, when it comes to the afterlife, to me, I think it's more of a reincarnation sense. I do believe in reincarnation a lot. Maybe not so much the coffee shop version that everybody reads about, but more of the in-depth, maybe the ancient reincarnated ways and things of that nature. I do believe that aliens exist. I do believe that, we're not the only life. You know what I'm saying? We just can't be. We can't be. And here's the thing.
Well, that's kind of a hard. That's kind of a pig-headed thing to think to begin with. In the vast expanse of the universe, that we're the only intelligent beings. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, if you believe in Christianity and stuff, you just assume that. I mean,
well, right. Well, this is the problem. This is my only problem. The world is not like, what is it, 6,000 or 7,000 years old now, according to the way it's written in the good book. You know what I mean? And I grew up with it. My grandparents were Southern Baptists, so you know what I mean. So I grew up with that, with that belief as well too. And then it's kind of there's scientific evidence that kind of proves otherwise. You know what I mean? But I guess that's part of the mystery, right?
I mean, what's the scientific? But scientific evidence.
So what you're saying?
Scientific evidence created by somebody.
Listen, stop it. Listen, stop it. So I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now, and I might piss some people off when I say this, but listen, dinosaurs were not put in the ground to trick you from the devil. I just gotta let you. Okay, so the world is not 6,000 years old. Jonah did not live in a fucking whale, and a woman is not made out of a rib, okay? And there's no such thing as talking snakes. You know what I'm saying? It's all bullshit, bro. It's all a metaphor for something, man. That's the way I look at it.
If he's seeing ghosts, there's an afterlife. So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
not necessarily.
You don't think so?
No, because
could be transfer of energy.
Who believe that conscious energies who aren't tied to anything are all around us. To be honest with you, and to be complete, I thought it was a real freaking wild theory. But to sitting down and listen to these guys talk about it for 3 or 4 hours at a time will
Right.
have your mind.
Right.
I
Well,
mean,
for me, it's not so much like just because I have certain thoughts on things. It's kind of hard for me not to believe that there's a God. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. But it's also hard for me to do things in the name of said God. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I just hate to.
I just do things
just
to be a good
accident,
Yeah, I
you
do.
know?
Yeah, well, it's hard to believe that it's an accident. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Right. There's
It's
just too much
yeah,
perfection in
it's
the way our bodies and animals and all their bodies work, and it's just crazy.
yeah, it's all fucking wild, man. I guess that's what Jason's. I guess that's where Jason's passion for that comes from is
Right.
the wanting to know this conversation, right? I mean,
Right.
that would have to be it.
Sure.
You know what? You can take a body of water and you can set it in a cup, and as long as it doesn't evaporate and it can sustain its level for 1,000,000 years, it will create life forms, microorganisms in that water. It will evolve. Life will come out of that water.
What if it went through a DI tank first?
He said, "What if it came through a DI tank?" Well, eventually, if it doesn't evaporate, you know, hey, if it came through an RODI tank, I don't know. I think life would cease to exist within it. Well, eventually, bacteria is going to form in that water, anyways, dude. Even if it's been purified, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I see that, but I guess the flaw in that theory would be is it's already pre-existing bacteria that's being created in that water. It's not new life forms, correct? I mean, that would be the only crux in your that would be the juxtaposition of this line of thought, wouldn't it be?
Not necessarily, because you have all the alien matter that was in space when supposedly the Big Bang Theory was created to begin with. There could have been all kinds of alien life up there at that point.
Right. Well, if we came from nothing and everything is ever expanding, man, I don't know, dude. See, this is the type of, why can't we just talk about cleaning windows? I don't understand why we did politics in the beginning. Now we're doing fucking spirituality. What's that, Jay? Go ahead.
I said that's the problem with it. Is theory just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's too much for anybody to grasp.
Yeah.
We'll never know the answer to the universe in 1,000,000 years.
That's just an argument you're never going to win either, because it's all based on just faith at that point.
Yeah. And that's isn't that that's the main thing with religion is faith. It's not so much knowing, it's the faith in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I can tell you from my grandfather was he was a Freemason, and he did a lot of Bible study. He did a lot of Bible study, and I was going to be, but I just I don't know. I just can't dedicate the time that I need. I think as an older man, when my life starts to slow down a little bit, I think I'm going to join a lodge. Reading the Bible, you know what I'm saying? There's good lessons in there how to live your life by, but a lot of it is just like, what in the is going on in here? You know what I mean? A lot of it doesn't make sense. Like, there's some people that take, and for just as extreme as some Muslims, but not violently. There is a little bit of violence, but like just stuff with people being gay. I have a couple of family members that are, and they're good people. You know what I mean? But according to that book, they shouldn't be good people. You know what I mean?
Well,
but they are.
Growing up, who would have thought gay marriage would have been a thing?
But there were still fucking gay people, dude.
But it was in police academy. It was in police academy where they made fun of it in the bar, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
That's
I'm with you on that. But that was. Like I said, I'm a rough around the edges guy, but you got to have some kind of sensitivity, man.
Oh no, I've family members that are gay, so it's just been part of the process this whole time. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
It was never a big deal for us anyway. But it wasn't until like '97 when it was a big deal because Ellen came out as gay on one of her TV episodes. Like it was mainstream media. Right. Like it was huge.
I agree. Yeah. The stigma has worn off of it.
Now it's crazy. Now it's all political correctness now.
I think they kind of took that to they took one thing and then just like piggybacked it onto another because you know what I mean. That was the that was a way to get people in line with a certain kind of groupthink, and they used people's sensitivity for that,
Right.
for homosexuality and people being able to live their lives together and get insurance and inheritance and all that shit.
Do your thing.
Do your
man.
thing.
Yeah.
But
marriage.
these
if you
other
wanna be
people,
married,
but there's
just
other,
somebody's
there's like,
gonna nag you no matter what, male or female. So
Right,
it doesn't matter either
right.
way.
Right, and just like with window cleaning and shit like that, there was
Right.
another entity that's like latched on to that
Yeah.
and made it into this politically correct pink hair screaming, don't touch my vagina, fucking, just going, I mean, just
Right.
way left, just way left. And I
Right.
think there's a happy medium that could happen. It just went way, way left. And then the country as a whole kind of just like bit back, and then we got this orange haired fucking freakazoid. The orange man is our, I mean, I'm glad that President Trump won, to be quite honest with you. That might ruffle a few feathers as well, but I'm kind of happy that he won, because I didn't want that broad in office. I think she was
I'm just
a
excited to
dirtbag.
see what happens over. I mean,
He's doing
you
his
asked
thing.
me earlier. You asked me earlier why you hadn't seen the posts anymore. I stopped watching Fox News and I stopped watching CNN. I was more CNN watcher than I was a Fox News watcher, because it's pointless to watch people that I don't know. But I stopped watching that mainstream news.
Hey, I tell you what, since Trump's got in office, I'll be cleaning a shit lot more glass. I'm getting calls all the time because people are spending money like a motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
People are spending money, dude.
Money. Yeah.
People have let loose of the purse strings, because I tell you what, man, I'm taking calls, 3-4 calls a day on cleaning windows. There's more disposable income out there than there was before.
Everybody's griping about this jumping gas at like 60 cents.
Yeah.
Well, it's Memorial Day. It always jumps.
Yeah. Get over it.
I'll take that in a heartbeat right now. You know what I mean? In a heartbeat.
What the? We actually stopped for 5 seconds and nobody talked. I thought for sure Jason was going to say something.
Man, I've been trying to get a word in, man. You guys.
Good luck.
Me and Tim, like we'll take over if we can. We will even talk at the same time until one of us gives up. I usually never give up though.
He doesn't, so he wins usually. I'll just back down and wait. I'll wait till he breathes to get
See, that's what happens when you come in here without drinking Bud Light. Because when you drink Bud Light, I just let you go. So besides the paranormal investigation, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's something that you got into at a younger. I mean, not so much the where you're at with it now, but I mean that all started with a personal experience. You know what I mean? Everything. I guess that comes full circle. Everything comes from a personal thing. Like me and you working on that softball shed for the town softball team. We built the shed so they could store their equipment, and that just us spending those few days together has set Jason on a completely different direction that he was in to begin with. The same way when I met him when I was 14 and he introduced me to Jennifer, it kind of just, ain't that weird how life works, man? It's kind of hard to believe, to bring all of this full circle, window cleaning, spirituality, life, politics.
Right.
It's kind of weird. It's too perfect to think that there's nothing behind it, right?
It's the workings of the universe, man. Not God.
Hey, man. That's what I say. The universe is taking care of you, man. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, God, Ra, fucking the aliens, whatever it is, it's taking care of you. The universe, the ticking of the clock, whatever it is.
Pretty much. And I come from a real religious family too. As a matter of fact, I'm not at all opposed to going to church.
Right.
Church is a good positive environment to be around, whether you're a believer or not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you go to church, everybody's on that good note. It feels good to be around people that are in that mood. Sometimes you just gotta go just to feel good about being around a bunch of good people.
Right. Like I said, man, I'm not a hater of religion. I just, for me, it was introduced to my life when I was younger, and then now it's kind of like I've taken what I can from it and applied it to my life. It's just not something that, you know, I do every day. Like, I don't dedicate every Sunday to it, you know, which I guess is bad in some people's eyes, and people are like probably listening to this are like, dude, you need Jesus or whoever it is. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's possible. You know, I don't know.
I think mine's more about my age, thinking, yeah, I'm hitting that. I'm going down that hill at this point. You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Yeah, man.
40's the new 30. You're good to go.
Ah.
You don't look as old as long as you keep a hat on, you don't look real old, Tim.
Yeah.
How old are you, Tim?
43.
Oh, okay. Shit. You turned 43 this year?
Yeah, back in March.
You got me by 2 years. That's it.
Yeah. I just hate being old, man. I miss the youth.
He said, I hate being old, man.
Yeah, it used to be you get in trouble and it was okay. He's just young. Now you get in trouble. That dude knows better. You know?
Everything is there's no forgiveness. I mean, me and Jason, I do, when I tell you guys, you know, me and Jason, we were knuckleheads when we were younger, man. We were hell raisers. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was clamped up by, I mean, everybody doesn't realize, man, I lived with my grandparents until I turned 15 years old. The summer I turned 16, I moved in with my mom over there next to Jason. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
You know, until that time, I was with two old ass people. You know what I mean? So, when I got out the house, man, we were raising hell, boy.
Yeah.
We were always out doing something.
Right.
Mom's always covered for us.
Yeah, and our mom's always covered for us. We could murder you right in front of them, and they'd be like, he didn't do that. Yeah.
Cops would come to the door, and they'd be like, no, they've been fucking sleeping this whole time.
Our mothers were enablers. Jason's mom's Italian, and you know what I mean? And my mom, we come from a big family, so you know what I mean? It's set up that way. I'm pretty sure most moms would be like, no, I don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? We weren't out like doing like dastardly crimes or nothing. It's not like we were boosting cars or no shit. We were just out being dumbass kids. You know what I'm saying?
My mom would do that too, but she'd beat my ass as soon as she shut that.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying we didn't get our ass whooped. I'm not saying we didn't get yelled at. We just didn't get arrested. Yeah, it was, dude. You know.
Oh man, I'll still accidentally slip up and say "fuck" in front of my mom, and she'll go to slap me.
Oh yeah, well, dude, my grandma used to slap the shit out of me for that. Oh, dude.
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
Yeah. My grandma was a hitter. Like, even when you said something funny or good, you know, she'd still slap the shit out of you. You know what I mean? You can see that, Jason. You know how my grandma was? She slapped the shit out of you when she saw you. Ah, what the? That she'd always tell you that you're fat.
You're fat.
Yeah, I do, and I think that's why I've gained so much weight, because my grandmother's not around to be like, "Yo, dude, she'd just be like, man, you're getting fat." I'm like, thanks, Grandma. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that would keep me in line, you know. But she's been gone, I'd just be eating and shit. I'm not. No one's checking me. So Jason, besides the paranormal investigations and the window cleaning and the soft washing and the wife and the childs, because you have several childs, you have two children. What else? I mean, do you have time to do anything else? What do you guys do? Not, you know, golf.
Yeah, today me and the family went to the zoo.
Which zoo did you go to?
Came home and had some kebabs on the grill for dinner tonight. That was a pretty good day with the fam, but that's pretty much about it. I was gonna golf yesterday, but I couldn't make tee time. You know, I don't get a chance to do much of that either, though. So work, bro. That's about it. Just work and family.
I'm thinking about joining a bowling league this winter.
You join a bowling league, man?
Yeah,
all right.
That'd be fun, man.
I think so. I'm like an average bowler, so it's probably not going to be the super serious fucking league or nothing like that. But if somebody will have like a bowling novice on that, you know, you're gonna have to show me the ropes. I mean, I could go out and buy a ball and stuff. You know what I mean? I go out and buy the necessary equipments. You know,
right.
So I mean, I'm thinking I want to. You know, my favorite movie is The Big Lebowski, so I want to just roll. I want to roll and drink White Russians. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have a couple.
You guys got one of them?
sarsaparillas.
We got a really nice bowling alley up in Columbus, man.
Really?
It's like, yeah.
You need to is get with a co-ed team that just drinks their fucking asses off.
Dude, I can't do that, man. I'm too old for that
You
shit.
show
Bro.
up sober, you're at least gonna have a medium game.
Right. Surround myself with scrubs and I'll look better is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I do. That's what I do on Facebook with Tim. That's why me and Tim are friends.
Yeah. I make him look good.
He makes me look good.
I always fuck up somewhere.
So, you know, hey, do you like you do a lot of traditional work still too, right? I mean, you still do a lot of. Are you gonna buy a gunslinger? Or are you gonna buy the samurai thing? The other.
No, fuck that samurai. Are you serious?
That's good. That's all we need out of. Don't say anymore. So you're gonna try out the gunslinger then?
I definitely want a gunslinger. It's actually on the top of my list of things to order next. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, you know
Awesome.
what? Deep Cuts here. This is the first time Jason and I have ever fucking spoke about that, so you guys can kiss my ass. Anyways, I just, you know, that was just a question I thought I'd ask, you know, because that seems to be the hot button topic right now. Hey man, look at that. Look at that shit. Yeah, boy. You pre-order you one of those. I mean, I might even. I think I might get another one of these. If I get another one, I'll give this to you, Jason.
Do that. I saw one of those. I saw one of those on Perry's video a couple days ago. I was like, I want one of them belt buckles.
Dude, it's badass. It's
The
fucking
real
legit.
deal.
It's the real deal, man. It's
Yeah.
even got some fake fucking rhinestones in there, cuz it's badass, bro. I don't know if you can kind of see them, but there's some rhinestones in it, shit.
Yeah, it's nice.
I'm actually gonna go out. I'm gonna get online and order a special leather utility belt just to make this my tool belt clasp.
Yeah, I think I need.
You know what I mean? You might as well use it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yep.
shit. What's the sense of it just sitting around? It should just be like
Right.
part of your rig, your gunslinger rig. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
if I
like
get
a
another belt
legit
buckle,
nerd.
get another belt buckle in my
You need to
gunslinger.
replace the hood ornament with that belt buckle, bro.
What's that?
You need to replace the hood ornament on your truck.
With that belt, dude, it's a dinner plate, bro. It's big. It's a nice one. Yeah, that's one of them. You won the state championship rodeo belt buckles. You know, that's just legit, cuz.
Yeah, did you see Perry? You see Perry did that auction yesterday? Or was that last night?
Nah, it was today.
I'm trying to get.
I guess it was last night for him.
I was drinking, so it was like last night went like ape shit in the groups and shit, and then like I seen these like auction.
Yeah, that's because the Celtics lost, just like me and Jason knew they were going to lose, because you can't fuck with LeBron James, cuz you don't want none of that.
No.
James.
LeBron
Yeah.
James. King
Legit.
James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, they're not going to win the championship, but they made it.
He put another notch last night on his legacy.
Yeah.
You
A
know,
lot further than they were going to. Nobody pegged them halfway through the season to be where they are right
No,
now.
they had a 0.1% chance of making the Eastern Conference Finals in the beginning of the season, and
So
now
who they
they're
play?
champs. Dude, the hate that dude gets is unbelievable, man. He's like the best fucking basketball player ever. He's not.
Yeah.
He's done all this as not a selfish basketball player. He's a passer. He's a teammate.
right?
And people kind of look over that. He's a team player. And he's from the shores of Lake Erie in Akron, Ohio. So, you know.
But we all hated him when he went to Miami.
No, I didn't.
I straight up.
I
Yeah,
didn't. I
a
just
lot of
stopped
people
watching
did.
basketball.
Yeah, everybody stopped watching basketball. That's why he had to come back to Cleveland. NBA
I'm a
called
football
up.
guy.
Miami said, nope, he's got to go back.
I'm
We
a
lost
football
the
guy.
market.
I'm
Yeah.
a Browns fan. So everyone knows my plight in life. You know what I'm
How
saying?
about that quarterback? You think he's going to do
Look,
deal?
right there he is. Right there. See, right there? I got the
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns brownie right there on my arm, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm a diehard Browns fan. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I do, dude.
Ohio State.
Ohio State, baby, and always go Bucks, go Bucks. That'll piss everybody off, because we're all three Buckeyes, and we all can agree on that.
Ohio State
Yeah, baby.
University.
Woo, woo, woo. Tough nuts to crack, homie. You better bring your
Yeah.
fucking hard hat and your
I
lunch
can't
pail.
wait till football season, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, I
already.
love football too, man.
I'm
What's
so
up, Jason? You
stoked.
got to go, brother? Do you need to take off, Jay?
In about 2 minutes.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
wrap it up.
we'll wrap it up with you then, and then me and Tim will probably do another couple of minutes here because we're a little bit shy, but hey, I appreciate you coming on, Jason. It would be cool if I really thank you for coming on. First of all, it just like at the drop of a hat, that was awesome. Second of all, I want to thank you for the kind things you said about me. People are going to be like, "Well, he's your buddy." Well, I can tell you, man, Jason, the integrity thing, that's something that me and Jason and Aaron, that's what we all kind of grew up. We were homies, and we kind of grew up in that kind of neighborhood and lifestyle. It was all about your integrity and respect. And Tim knows how I am about that. So it was kind of cool that you kind of told everybody, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this dude has pretty much been this guy since I met him 20 some odd years ago. I'm the same dude. So there's no fakey going on here. You know what I mean? I'm not putting on an act. So I appreciate you getting on here and bringing that up without me having to drag it out of you, because you know how I like to make shit about myself. But Jason, I appreciate you, man. Hopefully, I will get to see you this summer at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could pry you and your wife and your child away from Indiana and come down here and hang out for a few days, that'd be cool. If I could see you one of those days, or maybe even for a couple hours, that'd be great. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing with us, man.
Work together, man. I don't give a shit. Just get out and clean some windows together. So
hey, we can do that too. We could do that too.
Mm-hmm. Right. So when we come back, what my plan is, we come back for a Cedar Point trip here in another month or so. Take an extra day and come back. You and I can go out together. Just do it up.
Yep. That sounds like fun. Let's do that.
You know what I mean, bro?
All right, brother. All right, thank you. That was Jason Snyder, longtime childhood friend, and I appreciate you coming on, Jay.
See you, man.
Peace.
Thanks for being here.
All right, guys. So yeah, that was Jason Snyder. I just said fuck immediately, and there was twice for all you guys that really like that. I'm tired. I'm normally tired when I do this, so mentally sometimes I'm kind of checked out a little bit.
Yeah,
and
man.
like the first couple of ones we did, it was earlier in the day, because it was cold out, so I was a little sharper, and I could kind of control it a little bit more, but now it just comes out. Bleh, just word vomit, so
it's just a nice long weekend, though.
I apologize, you guys. I try to give you content. I mean, we talked a little bit of window cleaning, but we talked some other stuff finally for a change. You know what I mean? Which is cool. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys will like it. Maybe you won't. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah.
Maybe guys listen to this so they can hear us talk shit about people. That's probably where most of our views come from.
But then,
which I don't like. I don't like that. I mean, because I could tell you now, it's apparent because of some of the things one dude has said behind the scenes. We're kind of making you famous. Yeah. I mean, and I'm not saying we're famous, but you're kind of like, the way you're trying to portray what you're doing and the way you're behaving and being like, oh, I'm playing you guys. Right. You're a chump. Right. You know what I mean?
Oh, we might as well. I mean, we're in a group. We're in social media, so we might as well talk about what's going on in the area. So, I mean, as far as new group that they are having up, I won't be actively involved.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Ow. I will admit this. I have made some changes in my social media followings. So just to try to avoid some of this stuff because it just won't stop going away. But I like Joseph Hardy.
I love Joe.
I like the dude, and I don't know how to say his name. How do you say Hardy? Hardy?
Yeah,
Hardy. Joseph Hardy. I like the dude. He's a good dude. And he seems to be pretty fucking transparent. And that being said, I kind of like his sentiment. I don't really like the care for the person that he's doing it with, but
I don't like the way it's going about because you're getting called out on some of the videos you just posted, and now you want to kind of mend a bridge after you started all this drama, and then you played victim. So I'm not going to be this guy's fan. I'm not. I want him to go away, and that's plain and simple. He's no good for anybody because he's only about himself. and he's only about, Luke, and this is way back in the day. Luke kind of pushed him away because Luke's seen it in the long run, and then that's when he kind of joined the Outlaw crew. He took us and used us to build, and then he shit on us when they took the channel, and he thought we were done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not done.
Oh, I'm not. I mean, dude,
No.
the shit I've got in the works. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's all,
Yeah.
it is what it is, players.
Just
you know what I
guys
mean?
like
I don't
that.
really care
Guys
about.
like
I'm
that.
doing my thing, and it gets mentioned all the time. They're like, who's listening? Like 30 people. Yep. If it is 30 people, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and talk about what kind of views we're getting or whatever. But I do know that there are people listening because people tell us that they listen, and that's all the people I need to please is the people that listen. So the guys that are listening to this, that's who I'm playing towards. I'm not shilling no special this or that and then flipping the script and doing this and doing that and then flipping the script and doing this and doing that. You're going to get the same thing every time out of us. Our intentions are clear. We've made it public on several occasions. We're not being paid to say what we're saying. We just like what we like.
I'm getting ready to buy Joey his gunslinger probably in the next week.
And
I'm just kind of waiting for the next level.
Just absolutely ridiculous. My only problem, and this was my problem with this, and we'll back to the group thing. My only issue is you cannot do what you're trying to do in public and then be doing what you're doing behind the scenes at the same time. That's the problem.
And not think that we don't all talk to each other.
Yeah, like none of us don't speak to each other. I mean, you're like, dude, what? I don't understand these. I don't understand it, man. Just be like legit about it. You know what I mean? Everything that we're saying, we are open about how we feel. We're not like this dude on YouTube and that dude in Facebook Messenger. You know what I'm saying? That's not, no.
This dude has done some crazy shit over the last 4 to 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden he gets people are calling his bullshit on these new videos. Like, what's the point of this? Now he wants to bend defense. Nah, I ain't got time. And I ain't even trying to battle with you. I don't want to make. I don't even want to be involved in it.
That's why, like I said, I'm gonna be honest. I left a bunch of groups. I'm not gonna say which ones I left, but I'm only a member of 3 groups right now. Well, 4 groups, including that one. And I joined because if that is what they're trying to do, then I'll support it. You know what I mean? I will be on my best behavior. Yeah, like, I'm just trying to, one of us has got to try to be.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be level-headed about this and give everyone a fair chance. But as of right now, it doesn't really seem like that is the true intention. So that being said, it could be just an open forum for people to get on there and try to get somebody to slip up or, show their ass. Well, you're not going to get that out of me anymore. I'm finished with it. I'm finished.
Yeah,
I'm
done responding to you for one.
It's just the same thing round and round. It's the same thing over and over, round and round, round and round. And like I said, it's one thing privately, and then we comment on it publicly because you're in the groups talking shit, and we're like, we're not going to do this in private like you guys do. We're going to call you out in front of everybody. Right. So that being said, but that doesn't work anyways because people still think that they're the victim. And you know what? Right. The best thing to do is just not even talk about it no more and not engage with you guys. It just doesn't make sense. There's no kind of level ground as of right now. You know what I mean? You're saying you want it, but it doesn't. It really doesn't seem that way.
Happens.
It never happens. We get to this point, but this time I, did things that I, especially all the shit that I'm dealing with, you know what I mean? And that you were, and now I am. But that's all squashed. There's not, I nipped that right in the ass. And that's why I did what I did last night with, I thought maybe I was probably done with social media. I was like, dudes, I got to stop this. This is just too much energy.
Too much shit piles on, man. You get sick of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of why you took your hiatus. And I was about to, and then people like fucking hopped in my inbox. Was like, no, you know what I mean? So, what I was like, you know what? The best thing to do is to just to detach myself from that. You know what I'm saying? Be in a couple of neutral groups and then just keep it real simple. You know what I mean? And I don't want to offend anybody or piss anybody off anymore. Like even some things in other groups just went, I mean, over the weekend just went absolutely left.
It was, dude. I
couldn't fucking believe it.
Crazy last night.
I was just like, what happened, dude? Why is this dude and that dude arguing? Why are they saying? First of all, why are you saying that to this guy? I mean,
that was next level shit too. That was supplier and big time. That was up there.
Yeah,
shit that was happening and public.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Over dumb ass shit, dude. Just dumb ass shit.
Yeah.
Dumb ass shit, man. It's gotten out of hand. So like I said, I'm kind of behind those dudes and what they, not those dudes, but Joe. I'm behind Joseph on this. Yeah. I'm supporting Joseph and what Joseph's trying to do. I know you're a member of the group, and I guess it will be more of a situation like, I'm going to add to the conversation, but I'm not going to debate. I'm not going to get into that.
Right.
I'm not responding to that stuff anymore. It just doesn't make sense. So, and I know you're ready to move on from it as well. So, with that said, we're going to try as a group to try and, just eliminate all of this bickering back and forth.
Right.
So that's what we're making a conscious effort to just dead these dudes and be done with it. Just and let them tread water. So it's ridiculous. It's just adding to it. So that's how me and Tim feel about it. I mean, I know Josh was not here again. He was we were gonna try to get him on today, but Josh has been super busy, man, and he kind of needs a little time to himself and his family. So,
that R&R, man.
Yeah, some R&R. So we're cool with that.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to say that to you guys and let you guys know that we're gonna try and do our very best to just disengage from all of that bullshit and let the product speak for itself. Let the consumer speak for itself, and let the chips fall where they may. Because we've sold it no more than we can sell it. Now other people are gonna get the gunslinger, and other people are gonna buy the samurai, and then I'm gonna have a samurai, and then Tim's gonna have one, and then everyone's gonna be able to base their opinion on it from there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's that simple. Unless I'm barred from buying one, I guess, which could be a possibility apparently now as well. So, but now I guess Manny at Windows 101, he's got them in stock now too. So there's another outlet. So that's pretty cool. If you want a samurai, you can go to Windows101.com and get you one. That's kick ass. I bought a pole from Manny. I was about to place another order Tuesday. But I think I might just do the Detroit sponge thing since it's a little bit closer. I might need it a little bit quicker. But I bought that California Dreamin' pole. I'm kind of liking it, man. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know. Well, what size of it?
I just got the 4 foot goes into 8. The 8 foot pole.
Yeah.
I use that for
2-section.
Yeah, 2-section pole, and
awesome.
Man, my brass channels go right on that, and they're like nice and snug, and then I ain't got to fight getting them off. So I like brass channels on ResiWorks. So
yeah,
it's kind of a residential pole. The commercial side, I like the lock on the Optolock on the Unger poles. I'm gonna buy another Unger pole.
Yeah,
is what I need, and I need it quick. So, but we're that's pretty much it, man. We're turning the page, guys. So we appreciate you guys listening. I'm gonna let Tim go. I need to edit this and put it up, and I'm tired, and I got a long, hot day tomorrow. So
it's hot.
So does Tim. Because it's hot right now. It's gonna be super sweet. I'm gonna be sweating.
Yeah.
And thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for Jason for coming. And Tim, you got anything you need to say?
Yeah. What are we going to? We're going to work on this gunslinger giveaway here this week, right?
Yeah, that's right. We're going to give away, and this is you got to be subscribed to our YouTube channel, and you got to
how are we going to do the contest? We want to work on it this week.
We're gonna work on it this week. I'm gonna buy a gunslinger. We're gonna buy it. We're gonna pool our money together, buy a couple gunslingers, maybe 2, 3. I don't know. We'll see what we're gonna do, and we're gonna. I don't know. How do you want to do it? I mean, I'm trying to give one away to get more subscribers.
Right, and that's how I want to. Well, I was going to call up Eric Bland to see how much he paid for his 500, to see how many equivalent subscribers we need to get. But
that's funny.
But I think we should. I don't know yet. I think we should talk in the background. Maybe come out with something in the group Wednesday or something.
Maybe Wednesday.
And do
that's probably
couple week-long contest.
Yeah,
I mean, it is $100 prize.
It is $100 prize.
Right.
So,
we do an outlaw edition.
You know what, dude? That would be cool. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll get some feedback on the podcast. Maybe guys can tell us what kind of prize would you like to win. As far as the gunslinger goes, would you like an outlaw version of the gunslinger? Like a custom, like outlaw, bam.
Or maybe maybe one of us do an outlaw and one of us do a Richie Blue like special or something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool too. Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe we could get Richie's signature done on the side of it instead of.
Well, you just get one big Richie. Across.
Yeah.
Like that. You get what I'm saying?
And it's got to be blue. Richie Blue. The Richie Blue edition. We might have to talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys, but, we're going to do something. We want to give away a gunslinger anyways. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about it. I was like, Tim started his channel. I was like, let's just try to, make it some kind of subscription-based or, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll do something.
We'll figure it out. We'll do something cool, and you guys are gonna end up winning a gunslinger for it. So that's kick ass. And we're not getting them for free. No. We're actually paying for it. We're actually insisting that we pay for it. So, I mean, maybe Perry will give us a deal for the sticker on it or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? We might get a deal that way, but I doubt it. Perry's a shrewd businessman. If I give it to you, when you can pay for it. He's a good dude. I love Perry. But
he's a great dude.
You enjoy the rest of your evening, Tim, and we'll see you guys later, man. Outlaw, baby.
All right, dude. Talk to you.
Yep. Peace.
All right.